In today's video, we are going to talk about remembering the people who are there with you in the humble beginnings of you building a career, or maybe you're still in the humble beginnings of building your career like me, and we never want to forget those who started with us at the bottom. I'm finding that people, when you're first starting out in something, no one wants to help you. No one wants to volunteer to give their time or to assist you in any way to make your projects or something that you're doing come to life. But if that project starts to take off or become successful, that's when people come out of the woodwork and say that they've always believed in you, they always knew you were something special, and they try to jump on the bandwagon and make it seem like that they were always there with you at the beginning, and you know that's not true. This past year, there was a really tough time in my life that I had to reach out and ask for help from a lot of my friends, and I really learned who was there for me, who was truly there for me, and who was not there for me. There were a lot of people who I had known from various things and parts of my life who, when I was at my lowest point, they were nowhere to be found. And then there were people who I really didn't expect to come through for me, who really went above and beyond to make sure that I got everything that I needed. And quite honestly, I was surprised at my expectations versus reality of what really happened and who really helped me when I was in that difficult situation. I had a friend, or who I thought was a friend, who I could tell he was a hater, but I really couldn't tell. It's almost like you guys are kind of close, and then every now and then they'll kind of say something or do something and you pick up on it, but then you second guess yourself. And it's been in my experience that when you have that moment where you second guess yourself, you need to listen to the first guess and go along with that and just really become observant. I am huge on releasing people out of your life, cutting them out, however you want to say it. And as of late, after everything that's gone on in my life and the world, I have become a savage when it comes to letting go of people and ending relationships, because if there's anything that we have learned during this time, is that life is too short to hold on to relationships that are going nowhere, to dead-end situations. And our time is valuable, and we need to focus on resting. We need to focus on our journey and making our dreams come true, and to take care of our families. And anybody that doesn't want to be a positive part of that needs to go. I was in this horrible situation and everybody's coming through for me left and right, and this friend kept quiet the whole time, never reached out to me, not a text, not a message, smoke signal, carrier pigeon, letter, mental message, nothing. They were nowhere to be found. And I was in a really tough financial situation at the start of this whole pandemic, and I was even in a car accident when all this started, and I was just really in a bad spot. And if any situation in my life, that was one of the worst. And it was crucial that I had people not to just help support me financially, but to also be there for me mentally. And that was really the most important part, out of monetary gifts and people who got by to help me in any way that they could. So I began to notice that this person, literally, as far as I was concerned, fell off the face of the earth. And I tried to be sensitive to the fact that the whole world was going through something that our generation and our time have never had to deal with before. So everybody was just kind of mentally uprooted and trying to get their bearings and hold on and figure things out in this new situation that we were all in. So I tried to be sensitive to the fact of, we're all going through a lot. So I need to give them the same grace and understand that they're going through a lot as well. I kind of took a step back and was like, well, maybe he's going through a really tough time, and I just need to be understanding of that. The world does not revolve around me. As tough a time as I'm going through, there are people who have it much harder than me, and I just need to focus on and be thankful for the people that I do have coming through. I had set up a GoFundMe, and people were just, the support that I received from people was just something that I didn't expect. And if people couldn't give, at the very least, they would text me or call me or send me a message and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. If you need to talk about anything, please let me know. So not everybody gave to me, and I really wasn't expecting to get the help that I did, to be quite honest. And calls of support would have definitely been enough for me to get through that, because I was not in a good mental state. But this person didn't call me or anything, and I finally reached out to them, and they were all like, oh, everything's fine, everything, and maybe they could have been in denial. I don't know. I wasn't in their life at that moment to know something like that. So I have this GoFundMe link on my social media, and people were giving or they were calling, and this person wasn't doing either. So I'm like, okay, well, no big deal. I'll let it go. Everybody's struggling right now. So a couple weeks later, I go on Facebook, and this friend has a post that says, if anybody's going through a hard time, let me know and I'll cash app you some money. I'm like, wait a minute. I just had a whole link saying that I need help in this really hard time in my life, and now you want to just give to anybody? I just showed you that I really need help, and I get that there's other people that need help financially, but it was just kind of like, it was kind of a slap in the face to me and everything that I had gone through. Because in my opinion, if I have a friend that's going through something and I'm able to give, I'm going to give to them. And that just makes sense in my mind. Everybody is different, and I don't want to make it seem like he only had to give to me. I should have only been his focus, because like I said, there's other people that have gone through and are going through tough times at this very moment. But that specific situation, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, that specific situation was really like a slap in the face to me, because he had known prior to that of what I was going through. And I have 2 kids, and I'm a single parent, and I was going through a really difficult time, and he never reached out to me in any way. And now all of a sudden on social media, he's a saint, and he's donating and he's giving. Even then, I still wanted to give him the benefit of a doubt. So he's like, comment below your Cash App name and I'll pick somebody to give to. So I'm like, okay, I'll comment. Never. And he went down and liked everyone's Cash App names, but didn't like mine. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe my second guesses are right. And things just got progressively worse with that friend. And then I'm going through Facebook, and I'm like, I haven't heard from him in a while. And he unfriended me. And then when I reached out to him about it, he blew up. It's like all of the hate that had been building up in his system, he let it all out and said some of the most horrible things that anyone's ever said to me, made fun of the content that I do on my page, which is content that empowers people who are going through domestic violence, who deal with narcissistic abuse. And he made this joke like, maybe I'm a narcissist, which ironically, that's something that somebody who's a narcissist would say, in my opinion. I'm not a medical doctor or anything, but I wound up blocking him on everything. And back to what I was saying at first, I wanted him to be a part of my journey in life, and I would think about projects that I wanted to create and all the people that I wanted to be a part of them. And I was really upset. That was really hard for me. People don't understand that friendship breakups can be equal to or harder than like a romantic breakup with a significant other. So it took me a while to get over that, because he said some really hurtful things to me that really, really hurt me really badly. And I cried and questioned myself, like, am I really those awful things that he's saying? And that was a friendship that was over. And so I say all that to say, along the way in your journey, you're going to discover who your friends are. Everybody says you know who your friends are when you're really successful, but I don't necessarily agree with that. You really learn who your friends are when you are at the lowest point of your life, when you are the most vulnerable. You learn who really cares, you learn who will really come through for you. And when things start to pick up, you will learn who the haters are. Because when you're at the bottom, people will, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for you. Because they can look down on you. They can look at you and think about how much better they are. And I'm not saying that the people who helped me were doing that. But when you start to pick up, you'll notice that a lot of people will begin to fall away because they liked when you were down here and they were here. So when you start to pick up, you'll see who only cared about you when you were down. You will see who all your haters are. And you just have to remember those moments, because when and if you become successful, that might not be everyone's journey, but when and if you become successful, you want to remember those people who were consistent with you. So you might have a project or something and say, I want so-and-so's help, or you know what, I want to pay it forward and be a blessing to someone. And you need to remember those people who blessed you first. And a big mistake that I made at one point in my life was thinking that I had to have a lot of friends and I had to be popular. And I'll never forget, there was this church I went to, and the pastor said something like, we are not meant to have more than 2 friends. We can only humanly focus on 2 friends, 2 main friends. You can have a lot of acquaintances, but really you can only have about 2 close friends that you spend the most time with and talk to on the phone, and then everybody else plays kind of a supporting role in that friendship situation. And that might not be true for you. You might be able to entertain 1,000 friends, but whatever. And I really learned that this past year, to the point of I even went through my Facebook, and if I didn't know you and I just added you for whatever reason, if I did know you but you haven't participated in commenting or liking any of my posts, because I like everybody's stuff, I'll comment on anything. So if you don't engage with me, if I just feel like there's some kind of tension, like maybe I posted something that offended you, I only post about like my political views and stuff like that, family stuff. So if I posted something that offended you, if after a certain point you started to act weird, like maybe I said something that offended you, but you didn't want to be an adult and just come to me, then you got deleted. If your account was deactivated, you got deleted, unless I knew you. So I wound up going from like 600 people to like, I'm at like 400-ish. And that just changed the whole energy. Like I really only want those in my life who I know are on my team and who love and support me when I'm down, when I'm up. That has become super important to me. And even this past January, it's 2021. I don't know how old this video is going to be when whoever sees it. But it's 2021 as of right now. It's February, and in end of December, beginning of January, I went through and did a full spring cleaning. I got rid of, any kind of junk that was piled up in my closets, in my room, stuff I wasn't wearing, stuff I wasn't using, and I cleared everything out to get rid of that energy. And I say all that to say, if you spend so much time like holding on to these people who aren't meant to be in your life, that's ultimately going to weigh you down and hold you back. So you really have to, and I say the word really a lot, you have to pay attention to who is really there for you, because everyone doesn't deserve your time. And we're not in high school anymore where you have to be the most popular person in school. This is adult life. This is something serious going on, at least in America. I know a lot of countries are, doing a lot better than us right now. So since our time is so valuable, And since energy from others can weigh you down and hold you back, then it's crucial that we only carry with us those who deserve to be in our circle, who deserve our energy, who deserve our time. And other people get to have that right as well. I know that someone unfollowed me on Instagram, and I was really hurt because I've known them forever and we interacted with each other's posts, and I was confused and thought maybe it was a glitch in the system because they had just interacted with one of my posts, and they were honest about it, and they were like, you know what, I curated my feed so that I only see people who are going in the direction that I want my life to go in. And this person is more, you know, hippy dippy free will, and I'm kind of that too, but my page became focused on filmmaking and acting and creating makeup looks and little short films that I was making. So as hurt as my feelings were, and it still kind of stings a little, it just made me think of the direction that my life is going in, and who do I want coming with me in that direction? What do I want to see on my news feed? Who, you know, that's very important because we feed our mouths and we feed our eyes as well. So I just got all kinds of signs from the universe that it was time to just clear things out and freshen things up a little bit. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same, and just to think about, who do you want to take with you to the next level or direction in your life? Who doesn't deserve to come with you? Who gives you that immediate feeling when you see them of, ugh? Who makes you feel good about yourself and where you're going in life? Who do you feel joy around? Who do you feel dread? Who, when they come across your news feed, you're just like, let go of those people. Start your life fresh today. You don't have to wait until next year. I hate New Year's resolutions because nobody ever keeps them. But you can start now and create the life you want by starting where you're at with the people who are around you, and make that your circle look like the life you want to live, your ideal life. What does your inner circle, what do those people closest to you look like? What do they act like? And those are the people who need to stay in your life. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys like my cool vintage makeup look. I really had fun doing it, and I'm really gonna hate washing this look off because it took me a little while to do it and to do my hair. But anyway, I really care about you all, so thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.